Hey everybody, Stacie Duffy here from the Berkshire Group, your Denver Metro real estate resource. And I've got another episode on credit today. So I'm going to add this to my credit series and playlist on my YouTube channel. But wanted to finish out a few more things to talk to you before I move on to something else. And what that is really just basic ways to improve your credit, as well as not hurt it, things not to do and some other things to do. So I would say for first-time home buyers, let's start with improving your credit. So a lot of first-time buyers, they may not have a lot of credit because credit history is a big thing. So one thing you want to do is get a secured credit card if you don't have a lot of credit. You can get a secured credit card through lots of different places. I'll put a link for one down in the description below. And the main reason that I'm actually going to link you to a credit reporting agency, and they're one that my go-to lender uses all the time to get credit reports. And this is the card that they suggest. And this is the reason why. It's because it will actually, once you apply and get the credit card, it will actually report to all three credit agencies and bureaus within, I guess, every 30 days. So if you want 60 days to improve your credit, if that's your deadline, then this is going to give you two essentially good reporting cycles on all three credit bureaus. So I'll put the link for that below, and that will help very quickly build you some credit history, so to speak. So you have a little bit of history on your record as well as open lines of credit. Keep in mind, I'm a realtor. I'm not a credit, I'm not a CPA. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a credit expert, but I take classes on this, so I know how to help better serve my clients, and I see all of y'all as people who are looking for some more information. So I'm just trying to pass it along. But anyway, I just want to point that out. Another thing a lot of people don't realize you can do is for medical debt, because a lot of people have medical collections. I've been through it personally. Anytime you've had any, major procedure, it can be really frustrating trying to get the insurance companies to pay that, as well as, following up, and you get collection reports and all that kind of stuff. For any medical debt, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, you can call them after paying that and say, hey, can you please remove this from my credit report since we are full up and paid? Most of the time, they're happy to do it. There's some changes as far as how the scores are being done in the future that are kind of coming in the pipeline, that those medical collection agencies and medical debts are getting, preparing for how to deal with that. And this is one of those things. So a lot of times if you just call them and say, hey, I'm going to pay this, be free and clear. Can you please remove that from my credit report so I don't have a delinquency or collection? A lot of times they're happy to do it. Problem solved. Didn't cost you anything. Just took a phone call. Same thing goes for if you have outstanding credit with your credit card company and you've never missed a payment, and then one time, you were a month late, or you thought you paid it and then the bank number didn't go through online and there's an issue and you're 30 days late and there's a delinquency or an issue on your credit report. Call up your credit card company. I've done this personally with Citibank before. And especially if you have, a great history with them, a lot of times they'll say, you know what, don't worry about it. We get it. It happens. We'll take it off. So don't be afraid to do that. It's a phone call. It can't hurt, and it can seriously help your buying power. Other things not to do. These are the things to keep from hurting your credit. Don't go open a store account. So if you go to Kohl's and they say you can save 20% by opening a Kohl's card today, don't do it. Kohl's, Macy's, Ann Taylor, Loft, Target, anything like that. A lot of times they give you a really low credit line and then you're using a substantial portion of it. So that takes a hit on amount owed, as well as opening the new cards. So don't open the store credit card, especially if you're going to be buying a house anytime soon in the future. Sorry, I keep looking down because I'm looking at my notes here from my class. Another is don't co-sign loans for other people, because that not only affects your debt that you're taking on for them, but if they miss a payment, that hits your credit too. So don't co-sign loans. I know, kids or family, they need help buying cars, things like that. If you're thinking about buying a house, don't do it. It's not worth the hit to your credit. Also, don't close out old accounts. Payment history is a big thing for the credit ratio score, and you can check out how the FICO scores are calculated, roughly the ratios. I've got a link for that down in the videos below. but closing out old accounts, even if you don't use it, closing it is more of a hurt to your credit than it is to help. So just don't mess with it. Leave it. You don't have to charge anything to it. Just don't call and close it out. Please don't use a credit repair company. I know there's lots of places, especially radio commercials, where they're like, oh, just call us and we can repair your credit. Usually they charge you, $10, $20 a month. And all they do, seriously, is they send a bunch of letters to the credit bureaus and file disputes and say, hey, we have a dispute for this person. And they just file a bunch of disputes on your behalf, and then you go to get a loan, and the lender says, well, you have a bunch of remaining disputes on your credit history or on your credit report, so those all have to be taken care of. So not only does it not fix it, but you're paying someone to cause more problems for you. So please don't use a credit repair type company. Call a lender or call a credit consolidation company maybe. There's some legitimate ones out there. But call a lender. They're going to have really good recommendations, and they can run a lot of these scenarios for you through their credit analyzers and the reporting agencies. And they can tell you, hey, if you bring this balance down by this much, it's going to increase your buying power by this much. And so not only are you building a better relationship and helping your credit, but you know exactly what you're going to get out in the end. And you're not having to pay someone a lot of money to do that. So anyway, those are just some more quick tips for things to do to help your credit. Make sure you don't hurt your credit. But like I said, I'm not a credit expert. I just want to help y'all buy as much house as you can and what's a good fit for you if you need to stretch and be able to buy a little bit more than what you're getting a pre-approved for right now. So thanks so much for the time. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. Also, you can reach out to me directly. My information's on my website. And y'all have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.